Hello everybody, it's Lynn. Well, I'm coming on because this is something I've been collecting the past year, and I think it takes 2 years to collect it all to make this beautiful quilt of this patchwork quilt of Peter Rabbit and his friends. Now it's a part work and it's by Hachette, is it? H-A-C-H-E-T-T-E Partworks Limited, and you can join at any time. I think you could still join this if you wanted to. I've got my second binder arrived today with the next 4 parts, because it comes in 4 parts when you subscribe to it. And I think I'm up to 64, 65 part now. So I just wanted to come on and show you this is what I plan on doing this year. And I'd like to get it finished for my granddaughter's bed. Great granddaughter's bed. We've not met her yet. She's beautiful. And she lives down in Somerset, and because of the COVID and not being able to go more than 5 miles from your door, you can't go in anyone's home unless you're in their bubble, and it just goes on and on and on. And who knows when we're going to get out of this situation that we're in, because it's just dire at the minute. So we all need something to occupy ourselves with, and this is what I plan on doing, to occupy me with one of the projects anyway. So I just thought I'd come on and just show you what it is that I'm doing. So this is what the first block will look like once you've finished it, and you're aiming to achieve Peter Rabbit on the blue fabric. And so what I've done so far is I've followed the instructions. I've placed the Bondo web, which is this, onto the back page. This one. And you trace round him onto that. You trace round him and then you cut it out. So I cut my pieces out. And wait a minute, we've got that wrong then. That's it. I've cut my pieces out. So here they are, all cut out, ready to go. So it shows you there that you trace around them, you cut them out, you lay them on your fabric, and you get everything that you need to do this. These are the fabrics here. This is the fabric that it tells you to save the Bondo web, what's left over for, and that's what I had left over. And I did save the little bits which I probably don't need, but anyway, you save those for the next, you're going to need it for the next one. So these are the fabrics that came. You get the 2 cottons, which they are 100% cotton, it says, in blue and white, the threads, and then you get the blue gingham for the patch. So that's how big your patch is going to be. And then you get the other shades, all the pieces of fabric, and you get 3 needles. I've been using 1, and these are the other colours. So you cut them out. I read through it twice because I've never done patchwork before. This will be a first for me if I achieve this. Never done any patchwork quilting, anything like that before. So they're all cut out now, are those, they're here. And it tells you to cut out Peter's tummy twice, which is number 4. and you cut one out bigger than the other because you layer them up and then you trim round them. And it says you can leave a 5mm gap all the way around when you're cutting the pieces out. So there's his head. There's his head. There's his body. And we've got, that's his arm and his coat. That's his arm. This is his other piece of coat there. There are his feet. And that's his bum, his back body. I think that's his tail, that there. And what other piece I forgot? That's the inside of the ear. Number 3 is the inside of his ear. So they're all cut out and they're ready for me to adhere down onto the fabrics which are here, which I plan on doing tomorrow. I'll come back and show you when I've put them on. The traced Peter that I've done is, so there you go, and it shows you there that you put them onto each piece of the fabric and it tells you what the pieces are and how many to cut there. And then what happens is there they are all laid out, look. It says continue to cut out each of the remaining shapes. Well, that's because they only did the arm and the head on there and I've one step ahead done them all. So once you've ironed them onto your fabric, you just peel the backing paper off. And then that's what he looks like there. So that's why you trace around the other figure, to get all the whiskers and things and his buttons on his jacket and his eye. So this is you ironing it all down onto the square, and then that's him ironed down, and that's when you trace round all the other, which is the other pattern on the other side of that. You trace round that pattern, and then when you turn it the other way, you transfer it onto the Peter then, because you press down with a ballpoint pen, it says, like they are doing there. You press down with the ballpoint pen once you've traced round, and then it puts those marks. You won't probably be able to see these on here because they are very faint. It puts all the marks, his eyes, his buttons and his whiskers in, and that's ready for you then to start doing the embroidery bits round him. So yeah, it's all good fun. And it also, in this magazine, it gives you every week, it tells you something about the story of Beatrix Potter, or how she came about creating her characters. And also it gives you other projects to do where these are building blocks with the Peter Rabbit fabrics. It tells you how to make them. And there's some of the other squares there. So, and then in the back it tells you some stitches if you don't know how to stitch, and it gives you some of the stitches. So there we are. That's what I'm going to be up to this lockdown. Hopefully I'll get quite away with that, I think. I hope. And the other thing I'd like to share with you today is something that I purchased, and it arrived today, and it is just move that out of the way. Oh, it's not in the way. There we go. It's a bit better. It is a book. Everybody's into embroidery. They're calling it these days slow stitching, but to me it's embroidery or hand stitching. And this is freestyle embroidery mandalas. Now, I didn't know whether to buy this book or not, and it didn't cost very much, and I thought, well, if I don't like it, I can gift it to somebody, but I love it. It's by Hazel Bloomkamp and Devan Niekerk, is it? With Monique Day Wild. So it's all about embroidery mandalas, and they're absolutely beautiful. I love them. I can't wait to have a go at this. So I'll just, it gives you everything that, you know, what you need to, your supplies and your materials, what you need to start before you start, and some of the different motifs and stitches. That's called Nostalgia, is that one. Shoreline, that one's called, because it's got shells. And these are the different, this is the pattern for it, and it tells you what colours to use and how to go about doing it. And that's the sizes of what you will need. Fabric. Wholehearted, that one's called, and it's, as you can see, it's hearts. It's gorgeous. Flower of Life. It's Reflection. Sweetheart, that's hearts as well. This one's called Peon, is it? I love that. I do love that. That is, it's lovely. I like the colours of it as well. Daisy Chain, that one. Sea Spray, that's called. It looks like waves. This one is Strix, is it? Strix? Not quite sure what they're supposed to be or mean. Love this on the black. That in gold would be gorgeous. Sunburst. Floral geometry. That's nice. That's got gold work in it as well, by the look. Or gold thread, should I say. It's just beautiful, is this. I hope I'm doing it justice. Wax Flower, that one's called. Freewheel. Love this one. It's called Spring, but that reminds me of poppies and poppy seeds. Poppy seed heads and poppies with the tiny little flowers in between. Butterfly Kisses, that's gorgeous, is that? Garden Party. And they look like the birds, and I don't know whether the moths, dragonflies, I think they're dragonflies, the white ones, and they could be butterflies, and they're birds. Look like birds of paradise, don't they? Stardust. Little houses. They look like windmills. And then at the bottom it tells you that represents the difficulty of the piece, I think. I'm sure it does that on... No, they're the little tiny birds that go in between. but it's another book where it tells you the difficulty of the level. Pretty paisley, like that one. That would be gorgeous in gold. Love this in fine feather. The feathers, that's gorgeous, is that. Beach Party with the dolphins. Country Living. And then the last one is mono wheel, colour wheel. That's gorgeous, is that? I love that. So there's not many I don't like. And then it goes on then the gallery of the stitches and techniques, and they're all in colour. So for the techniques of the stitches alone, this book was worth buying, because it's got all the embroidery stitches in here. It tells you how to do your own twisted cord, and I do have the piece of machinery that you need to do it. I did buy one of those a long time ago for twisted cord making. And these are stitches with ribbons and beads. So it's just a lovely book, absolutely gorgeous. And then in the back it shows you the mandalas in black and white and colour. Goes through them all. It's a lovely book. I don't know what I was expecting it to be like, but I'm really pleased that I did purchase this. Lovely. Love the feathers, as I say. I love the feathers. There we are. And then that's just a recommendation of some of the books that this particular company make, which is Search Press, the world's finest art and craft books. So I may have a look at some more mandalas there by the looks of it. Yeah. So there you are. And that's the back. So that's what I'm up to this cold and wintry time that we've got at the minute. So when I've done some progress on my quilt with Peter Rabbit, I'll be back and I'll share with you how far I've got. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you later. If you're not already subscribed, please give me a like, subscribe and give me a thumbs up. It all helps towards the monitoring. See you later. Bye.